Hello folks, we're still trying to get to the Midwest. Here's just a stop along the way. It's a nice hot day, it's the beginning of summer here. It's also a very windy day, as you can see. I kind of need a hairband right now. But anyway, we are here along our journey, stopping at Erie, Pennsylvania. This is another new region in Pennsylvania. This is northwest Pennsylvania, and this region centers all around the city we are in today, Erie. Now I'm in the downtown part of Erie, and it's the perfect place to give a little background on the city and what it really means and its significance. So Erie, Pennsylvania is a fascinating place with a lot of culture of its own. It actually has a quite different culture than the rest of Pennsylvania. Even though it's in the state of Pennsylvania, it has more of a Great Lakes, Lake Erie culture. So as you can see around me, a lot of the buildings are very ornate and decorated, but come from a time before the modern day, which I'll tell you about later. Erie, Pennsylvania is the 4th largest city in Pennsylvania. That is not to be understated. In fact, after Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, and Allentown, Erie, Pennsylvania would rank supreme. And going back to geography, of course, I love to go back to geography at least once per video. The reason Erie had its original population growth was because of its proximity to Lake Erie, provided it as a strategic port along the Great Lakes, which fostered a lot of trade and a lot of industry. And I want to show you the exact lake which has provided Erie, Pennsylvania with immense productivity in the early years. Come with me, let's go see Lake Erie. Taking a look at the railroad, one can see that Erie, Pennsylvania was not only a nice hub on the lakes, on the water, but it was also a bit of a hub on the land. What a better place to stop on the original Erie Railroad, as discussed in my Jamestown video, than Erie, Pennsylvania. Wait. Oh, we've been through this before, haven't we? Wait. Yeah, I can understand. There we go. Oh my goodness, did Blackbeard come to Erie, Pennsylvania just to visit us? So here we are at Port Erie. This is sort of, I guess, the main port of Erie, Pennsylvania. As you saw, there were plenty of boats, tours, whatnot going on all around us. And behind us is the Bicentennial Tower. You cannot visit Erie without taking a visit to this place. This tower commemorates 200 years of Erie being a city, and with it being built in the year 1996, you can guess, you can do some basic math. Yes, in 1796, the city of Erie was first founded. Actually kind of peaceful, being both in the shade and a little obscured from the main winds coming this direction. But yeah, interestingly enough, this entire area of Pennsylvania is very interesting in history. Going back to the late 1700s, this upper triangle of Pennsylvania is known as the Erie Triangle, and that's where modern-day Erie County is. I mean, if you simply look at the shape of Pennsylvania, you can understand why it's kind of weird that there's this triangle jutting out of the northwest corner. Pennsylvania should be shaped like a little bit of a rectangle. The eastern side's kind of understandable. There's the Delaware River, so you can't really make a perfect rectangle on that side, but on the western side they almost had it. But then there's this Erie Triangle coming in the way. And so at the establishment of this country, the United States, the East Coast states were really looking very eagerly at the western frontier, open land for claim. The northwest triangle of Pennsylvania was claimed by many, many states. Pennsylvania, New York, even states like Massachusetts, which is kind of ridiculous when you want to know why they're claiming so westward. Anyway, that's just what happened. Eventually, the United States ruled that the Erie Triangle is part of the state of Pennsylvania. And so up until this day, it's remained a part of Pennsylvania. And so Pennsylvania gets to say that they get to claim Erie. And what beautiful views to be claimed. And so over there, that is still Pennsylvania, but that's another part of Pennsylvania, which we'll be exploring, spoilers, in the next video. I won't name it, but we'll be exploring some of those places. Now, did you know that some 200 years ago, the shores of Lake Erie played witness to great naval battles? So let me introduce you to the War of 1812, or as I like to call it, the War of Independence 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, the British were so humiliated from their defeat the first time around 25 years ago, that they wanted one more go at it. So they invaded the coasts of America, but actually went quite inland as well. Now, although the Battle of Lake Erie, the battle I'm talking about, was waged miles and miles from Erie, Pennsylvania, the Flagship, one of the main ships used in this battle, a decisive, significant battle which led the Americans to be able to retain their territory, that ship is docked right here behind us. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flagship Niagara. Oh no, that's a shame. I was expecting it to be on display, all uncovered on this warm summer day. Well, this is the best we got, folks. Now isn't that a darn shame? I'd expect on this pristine day, where tourism should be abundant, that one of their main attractions is just shelved like that. Well, that's not up to my choice, that's up to the choice and jurisdiction of the Erie government, so this is all we can do. Just look at it from this kind of sad distance. Well, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of what travel's all about. It's about taking risks. Sometimes you go out of your way to find something and then realize it's closed like that, or some other unfortunate circumstance comes your way. But that way it's sort of an adventure for us all here in Erie, Pennsylvania. But as you can see from the scenery around us through our adventure here today, Erie, Pennsylvania, oh, I almost stepped on one of these, let me show you. One of these things to tie the ships down. Almost tripped on it, but whatever. Getting back, Erie, Pennsylvania has played host to a bunch of industries, from the boating and shipbuilding industry, to the fishing industry on the water, to the railroad industry, to just the general manufacturing industry in the city. Manufacturing was a huge industry here in Erie. And sadly though, as with a lot of cities in the north and the northeast, specifically, especially around the Lake Erie coast, cities like Buffalo, cities like Cleveland, oh, that's another spoiler. I'm really bad with spoilers today. And of course, Lake Erie's finest namesake city, Erie, Pennsylvania, there was a lot of decline with the end of the industry era. And so with this economic decline, these cities all over the Midwest and Northeast having withered from their former glory days, these cities, not just Erie, Pennsylvania, but so many other cities around this area became known as Rust Belt cities. Do you want to know why it's called Rust Belt cities? A lot of these cities were known for producing metallic goods, whether it was steel in Pittsburgh or cars with Detroit. these metallic goods no longer being produced and really propping up the economies of all these cities, there's that figurative rusting away of the economy. Think of all these factories in places like Chicago, Detroit, Pittsburgh, just crumbling down, and that's sort of the picture one would get when coming to these Rust Belt cities. And we're going to be visiting a lot of these so-called Rust Belt cities on our march through the Midwest. Now this thing behind me, I don't know what it is, but it sure looks fascinating. I don't think that was part of the manufacturing thing. I'm pretty sure it might have been more for the shipbuilding and the ports. Could this have been a lighthouse? Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. That's a good looking frog. All right, we are here at our final stop in Erie, Pennsylvania. I've got to say, where we are right now, it's both peaceful and lively at the same time. Peaceful in that there's not many people here, but it's lively in that there's so many things to do. The sightseeing to the fishing that I see people are doing. And I mean, there's a giant amphitheater facing us, and I guess that's used for certain venues during the summer and warm months. Yeah, where we are here in Liberty Park is the place to be if you want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the city and just have a good time sitting down or walking around. For me, I'm a bit tired right now from all the walking around, but yeah, it's a good place to end the video. Erie, Pennsylvania. Do not just pass it on your way to the Midwest. Stop here for a day and look at how nice the city is despite the economic hardship. I mean, if you live in a place where there's nothing to do, it's gonna get boring real quick. But right here in Erie, there's a lot to do. So here at Liberty Park in Erie, Pennsylvania, looking at a great view of a little part of Lake Erie. More travels to come. I will see you at the next location.